Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Carnation Crafts TV. If you have missed our earlier two shows with Dave, this is the last show of the day, and we are looking at our brand new collection, which is Cherished Places. It's item number 260201 if you want to type that in on the website. You've also got the QR code that you can scan there that will take you straight to the product. This collection is absolutely beautiful. You get so much in here. You can see there we're starting off with our 3 frames. Now these are your card bases. You've got those lovely frames there as well, plus you've got the mats and layers and that center part. Now if you look at those, just before we even look at anything else in the collection, you will be able to use those with every collection that we bring out. They are just your card bases. They are absolutely beautiful. You do get artwork as well for the arches, so you've got them there, and they're really, I'm just going to flip this one so you can see, because they are such a lovely size. Look how much you're getting in there. Really nice size die that you've got, really lovely. You can see all that detail in there as well. I'm just going to put it in front so I don't knock everything over. Look at the detail you've got in there. Really, really lovely. Really lovely size. So you're getting a lot in there just in those 3 frames to start off with. Then we're going to go over to a land beyond. So this could be absolutely anything that you want it to be. You've got that lovely path there with the bushes next to it. Now that could be leading up to the castle, to the tent, to the cottage, to the church. You know, it could be a university, it could be a church for a wedding card, it could be going to a festival, it could be new home, it could be absolutely anything that you want it to be. And you've got those lovely silhouettes there as well. Like you've got children, you've got adults walking, you've got even got the couple on a bench, you've got couple walking together, you've got the horse, 2 children like running, holding hands. So you've got lovely little silhouettes there that you can add in. That's just going to build that depth into the image. And then we'll go down to our special place. So you've got that lovely bench with that couple. You've got the tree stub there that they could be sat on. They could even be sat on the little pillar. You've got those grounding elements in there as well, just to bring everything together. Then you've got side by side, so you've got that lovely couple there. You know, they could be stood there admiring the view. They could be absolutely anything. It could be an engagement card, couldn't it? A anniversary card, a Valentine's card. They just look so perfect there in that image. Then you've got fancy feathers. So you've got that peacock, dove and hummingbird in there. You do get artwork as well for these. You can see as well, you've got some that are stood and some that are flying. So they really do fit into your scenes perfectly. And I love that you've got them, you know, like that, because even if you add different ones in, it works really, really well. And then you've got royal roses. So you've got your arch and that corner piece. So you can mix and match these up to build your own shape with these, but obviously you've got a lot of decoupage in there as well. So you can really make these into your own. Now, I'm going to just quickly say, I will show you in a minute, but if you buy this collection until Friday, you will be getting a free gift with purchase, which is valued at £40. Over £40 value free gift. I am going to go through the gift in a minute to show you, but just so you know, so as long as you order the full collection, which is on that show price of £124.99, that's going to go back up midnight on Friday. Yeah, we're thinking midnight on Friday, so you will get that show price. You're also going to get a free gift worth over £40, which will end on Friday as well. And we've done 2 shows today already, and we are almost at 50% of the stock of this has gone. So it has been extremely, extremely popular. And then something that's been even more popular is our Enchanted Stories card shape. So this is going to give you that lovely book style. So just like this card you can see here, it gives you your book shape card. Now you've got your book, you do have matte and layers to go into the pages as well, and then you have a smaller book. So like this one, you can see that smaller book is what you can see there in the center. So obviously you can use the larger book as a card and mix and match them together, or you could just use the smaller book on its own on another card if you wanted to. You also get these fleur-de-lis patterns here, so you can embellish your cards. These you will use so much. Like I've used them on some of the demos, just putting them behind the flowers as little flourishes. They are stunning. Now you do get artwork for all of this as well, but we are almost at 80% of the stock of this has gone. Okay, so if you want to get this, do not hang about on this one, because I feel like everybody that's getting the collection is adding this in, and obviously we don't have as much stock of this as we do of the main collection, so this is flying out. So like I said, 2 shows we've done and we're almost 80% of the stock, so do not miss out on that one if you're thinking about getting that. And then one more thing before I show you the board and your freebie gift, I'm just going to mention the perfect papers. So you've got your card weight paper here. So you've got 300 GSM, you've got 48 sheets. You can see the colours in here have been pulled out from the artwork. So you've got the matching colours in here you've got the matching colours for the flowers, and you've got the matching colours there for the book and the roses, the birds. You've got everything in there color coordinate. You've got your solids in here, you've got the check design, and you've got the dainty daisy design in there as well. So you've got 2 different pattern designs plus the solid colors in there. Right, I'm going to go through the boards so we can just see exactly what you're going to get in the collection, and then I'll show you exactly what you're going to get in your freebie gift then as well. Right, so we're going to start off with the arches. So like we said, you've got 3 arches in here. So you've got your regal shouldered arch to start off with. So again, lovely shape. I do think you could use this one landscape or portrait, because I think just that on the edge just gives it a little something different. So you can mix and match this up. I love these because I think you can use them in so many different ways. They could be wedding cards, engagement cards, they could be summer cards, they could look like a summer house. You know, you can use these with so many different collections. The centerpieces as well, don't be afraid to use these on their own. They're a lovely size. You've got matte and layers there, which you can use obviously separately as well. So you can see there, look, we've used the centerpiece from here as the stopper for the book. So mix and match it, and actually the circles that I've used there are from another one that we're going to see in a minute. So, you know, mix and match these up. They look amazing, and you can see there, that is what they look like cut out with the artwork. You can see you've got lovely shading in them, so they almost look like stonework pillars, like marble. Really, really pretty. Then you've got the next one. So again, you've got your card shape, you've got your mat, you've got that lovely arch. I really like the centre bit of this. I think that looks like a lovely, it's just a lovely shape for like your sentiments. So, do you know, if you need like a little label, something like that to go onto your cards, works really well. Obviously this one I think looks so pretty. You could make it more gothic, more Halloweeny. You could make it more like wedding-y and almost like a church arch. We did demo this one in the earlier show. You can see just building it up like that and having the buildings inside. It looks so effective. And then our next one, so you can see the matte and layers in the center there. That's where I got the circles from to do the sentiments. You can see they're lovely size. The stamps I've used are the stamps from our Clean and Simple range. You've got that center part in here, which I think would make a lovely tag shape as well. Even using like 3 of them on a card, just has 3 panels on a card, I think would look so pretty. Obviously you've got that lovely art. Look how much detail you have got in there. Really, really pretty. Again, such a lovely size to have as your card base too. And then you've got a land beyond. So this is where all of your buildings are going to come from. So obviously you've got that lovely path. So you can see what this is going to look like now with the artwork. So like if I bring that one in, so you can see we've got our path there on the bottom. You know, we've got the church here at the front. Then we've got the little cottage and the castle at the back. So you can really build these up and make some really dimensional images. You could just have them like that one we did earlier. So you can see there just the path with the castle at the back. So you can really mix and match these up. And obviously you are going to see, like Dave looked at that one and thought of the Bake Off. You know, so like when I looked at it and I thought of like, oh, maybe somebody's going like glamping or something like that. So, you know, you're going to see different things in these. Like that little cottage made me think of like a storybook. So you can just mix and match them up so much. And then you've got the silhouettes. So you can see you've even got artwork for these as well. They've got that same shading that the other people have as well. So it matches in perfectly. That can just be placed around the scene. So you can really build some dimension into those. Then your royal roses. So, I mean, I think I've used these on every card that we've made. You know, you can change the shape of these, even though you've got that arch and that corner. Do not be afraid to go in and just make them work for you. You know, you can build the arches up like that. You can have just those little corner pieces, you know, build them in and shape them. You get so many decoupage pieces. Obviously, you can build them up like I have there. So you can see how much they'll actually build up. But don't be afraid to just use those decoupage pieces to maybe make this shape how you want it to be, or add some more in, or fill any little spots that you need to fill in. Then you've got your fancy feathers. I do love these. I think they just add that little touch onto your cards. They look so pretty. Just add these in, even like that one that we've just seen. You know, just having that little bird there, it just sort of, it almost like just softens the card. I don't know, I just think they're that perfect little touch onto there. They just look so pretty. Obviously they are white as well, so you could use that with any collection. Think of all those scene building, any collection, to be honest. You could bring those in and use those with them too. Then you've got our special place. I do love these. I think they are just the most adorable image of the couple sat on the bench. You know, we used this in the last demo. Look at them sat. Oh, it's just so cute. With the bench, obviously you've got elements there. You could use them as grounding elements. Obviously they could be sat on the bench or sat there. So you've got a lot of options. Obviously you can just have them on their own as well. I know we've used them together there, but you can have them on their own too. And then you've got side by side, which I think is just, it's such a lovely image. I love that they're from the back as well. So like you look at them and you just picture somebody that you know. You can't see their face, so you instantly think, that reminds me of. So they're just absolutely lovely images to be able to use. Right, so that is the full Cherished Places collection. So obviously if you purchase that from us today, you are going to be getting your free gift. So you are going to be getting your paper sculpting ball tools. So you've got 4 in there, so you've got 8 different sizes. They are double-sided to be able to use with the mat. Okay, now this is, I know I used to think this. I was, well, what difference is that to like just a mouse mat or something? It's really dense foam, okay, which is what you need. You can't, like if I push on that, I can't feel my other finger through it, which is what you need. You need to be able to push into it, but you need it to have a bit of resistance, because if it's too soft, then you're not going to get that resistance to be able to put the shape into the cardstock. And obviously you don't want it to be too hard, because then you're not going to be able to get that shape in there. You need it to be just that perfect middle ground, which is what this is, okay? It has been designed obviously for that. So you're going to get them. You're also going to get your, I can't even pick them up. You're also going to get your foam pads. Okay. You're also going to get your adhesive pro print. So this you use exactly as you would your normal pro print. The only difference is you're going to have it's going to essentially make your own sticker. So you're going to have a sticker on the back. So we've got that. Then you're also going to get your Pro printing paper. So you're going to get 15 sheets in here, your 120 GSM. So maybe you've only tried the heavier weight, maybe you haven't tried Pro Print before, or maybe, do you know what, maybe you use Pro Print all the time. It's a nice little top up for you. You're also going to get the Elevate. Now you're going to get it in 4 sheets, 2 in the 2mm and 2 in the 1.5mm. Okay, so you've got 2 different thicknesses in there. Now if I just show you that card we made earlier, this frame, can you see how even those posts, they just stand out? This was cut on Elevate. So Elevate is like, essentially you're going to make your own sticker. You're going to make your like 3D sticker. Okay, so you've got a tester pack of there. Maybe you've never tried it before. Like I said, if you do, you love it, you've got a top up to add in. So you're going to get the Adhesive Pro Print, your Elevate, your foam mat, your ball tools and your foam pads completely for free, which is valued at over £40. Completely free if you buy the Cherished Place collection. Okay, you don't need to do anything. You don't need to add any gift or any freebie or anything to your basket. So if you ordered last night and maybe you're watching the show, or you ordered first thing this morning, it's automatically going to be added into your order. Okay, so you don't need to add anything else. It'll automatically go in, obviously, if you buy the Cherished Place collection. So it's just a nice little, I think January kind of gets a lot of people down. Like it's a long month for January, and it's kind of, I think as crafters, November and December, we're so busy making Christmas cards and Christmas gifts for people, and then all of a sudden it's January, and then it's like, oh, what do I do? I don't need, like, all the busyness of making Christmas cards is gone. And I don't know, I think you kind of go into a bit of a flunk about it, because you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. Like, what should I be making? And so it's just like a nice little get back into crafting, little pick me up, a little treat for us, well, for you guys, from Carnation, which I think is so lovely. Then we've also got the Enchanted Story card shape. Okay, so this is the one that is nearly at 80% of the stock has gone. So everybody, I think, who is getting the collection is adding this in. I mean, I can see why, because obviously they work so perfectly together. But this is such a lovely die on its own. It's giving you that storybook style with this. So you've got the book that you're going to use as the base. You've got mats and layers in here. You've also got the smaller book in the center, and then you've got those like fleur-de-lis styles there as well. Now you have artwork for this as well. So you can see you've got the book and those lovely pages. So you can use it without. So like that one that we did, you know, we used the mats and layers, and we've done it just like that with the perfect papers and blush natural and some craft card at the back. Still looks absolutely stunning, but you know, when you bring in the artwork, you can see they're using the pages, using that book, you can see how much difference it does make, having that shading in there. It looks absolutely stunning. Obviously you still use them in different styles as well, even though it is that book shape. It looks absolutely stunning. I'm going to grab some samples so we can see what the design team have been doing. So let's, oh, there you are. So we'll add some of these in. So you can see there, that one using those art. You've got that lovely peacock. You've got the flowers in there as well. And then that one, look at that. There's something like quite refreshing, I don't know, about that one. Something like new and fresh. Barbara did that one, and then I've got one here by Sue with that lovely couple in there. You can see all of the detail of that frame, and I love how Sue has actually used the flowers, but can you see how she's actually designed that herself? So these flowers are the decoupage pieces of the florals, but instead of using one of the arches or those corners, she's actually just designed that herself using those flowers, which I think looks so pretty. And then we've got one here by Vera. Look at that, and you can see how those little silhouettes, they really do make such a difference having those there in the background. And then look at that one. So we got one here by Barbara. Look at that. That's nice. Oh, actually, do you know what I really like? Barbara's used the different, like she's put the church and used two of those castles, and it looks like one massive like castle. Yeah, it just looks like she's changed it to like one big castle. That's such a good idea. Is it? Oh, maybe it is. Yeah, Bunny's just said she's used one of the smallest circles from the arch, the regal arch, as the moon. That's such a nice idea. That's so good. Oh. Oh, yes, it is. Yeah, so the actual, oh my gosh, yeah, because it's like a street sign. Yeah, like a little signpost. She's actually used the mats from the other frame as well. That. And then you've got it there. That's a good idea. See, that's why we have such a good design team. And then, oh, I got another one here by Barbara as well, look. How cute is that? So pretty. And then, oh, I've just got two more. Oh, actually, let me show you that one, and then I'll end with the book one then, so I can put that back. Oh, yeah, I get what you mean. Bunny's saying that she thinks that looks really abstracty. Yeah, I know what you mean. It kind of looks as if like they're looking out of like a frosted window. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. And then I'm going to end with this one. Barbara did that one with the book, which I just think looks so, so pretty. Oh, she's done the same there as well. With the little, that looks more of a sun than a moon. Yeah, using the little map look for your sun or your moon. And then you've got the buildings. And actually, so she's used the, yeah, the little like cottage house there, but cut the well away and pop the well. But here, look, so the well is like in front of the castle. It does. Bunny just said it looks like a little village. And you can see them all walking into the little village. Oh, you could make like little stories with these, couldn't you? Right, let me pop that there, and then we can grab some bits and shall we demo? Right, obviously the Enchanted Story, so the book that we just showed you, is almost 80%. So I thought I'm going to jump straight in with this one, because obviously if it sells as much in this show as it has in the last two shows, then we're not going to have any stock left. So I thought I'd get this one in before that happened. So let's go in. So you're going to cut out the actual the book shape first, which I'm going to use as the card shape. So I've cut this out in our, no, it's our smooth cardstock. Is it 350 or 300 GSM? I think it's 350. 350. smooth cardstock. I always use this now for, do you know, if you're cutting out like your base, it's such a lovely cardstock and it is nice and smooth as well. So you can use it for a number of different things. So I'm going to pop the artwork on top of there just so I've got a nice solid base for the card. And then we are going to do kind of like an easel for this. So I've got another one. And again, I've just scored the top and scored halfway down. So we're going to glue the top of this. So let's just add some glue onto there and then just pop that on there like that. So that's going to give us that card shape. So that will just sit up like that. So then, right, let's do the same thing again. So I'm going to do the same on here just to give this the support, because obviously this is going to be the top and we're going to be putting some of our lovely dies on here. So I want this to have the support to hold those up. And then we're going to glue this bottom bit. I always glue the bit that I've scored, because otherwise if I tried gluing this bit, I would glue over that. I'd put it down and then it would be stuck, because that's what I'm like. So it's so much easier to just glue the bit you've scored, because you can see exactly where you need that glue to be. Right, so that's going to sit like that. Okay, so we've got our book card ready to go. Really nice, and you can see really nice size this as well. So let's do the bottom bit first, I feel. So I'm going to start off with one of those fleur-de-lis shapes, and what I'm going to do is because I want to use this just to kind of add a bit of texture into it, so I'm going to actually just stick this like that. Should I do it that way or that? Oh, we'll go that way. I know, and I was just telling Dave how I know exactly what I'm going to do before I do it. Well, I do, it's just that, you know, when I come back to do it, you know, it's because I see all of the design team cards, and then I get like inspired again, and then I think, oh, but I could do this and I could do that. Right, so I'm going to just pop that there along the bottom, and then I've got the middle bit from the arch. Yeah, the lancet one. So that's from the middle bit. So this is the bit with the artwork on, and I'm just going to glue this to some of that smooth cardstock again, because I'm going to use this like as my stopper. So I need this to be quite strong. So that's going to go there. And then I've just got Life is Beautiful. That is one of the stamps from Legacy Collection. And then before I stick that in, I've got some of those corner flowers. So I've just for speed, like I've quickly just added some of the flowers on, and I've just popped them on with foam pads only because I'm going to stick this on there, and I just wanted it to stick straight away so that you didn't have to wait for me to stick things and wait. So we're going to add this in. We'll glue it. So let's add them. So that is going to go there, and then this one's going to go over there. Now if I was doing this at home, I would use pin flare for this and obviously leave it set, but obviously because I'm going to complete the card and make it stand up, but obviously all this is just going to go. So, but yeah, if I was doing it at home. So can you see how adding that there, it just kind of like finishes those corner pieces off, so it looks really, really nice. And then this is going to sit there in the center. Now let me get a bit of tape, and I feel like because I've decoupaged those flowers, I'm going to have to add a bit of tape to this. So let me just pull, let me see what that's like. Oh, let me do one more. One more. One off there. Right, let me stick that there and hope that doesn't go anywhere. Right, so we'll pull that, and then I'm going to put that along there like that, and that's going to be my stopper. And then I'm just going to add, oh no, actually I won't. No, we'll do that on top. Right, so let's do the top bit. So we've got the card shape, and what we're going to do is I'm going to bring in the ash. So let me add this. Now before I do anything, I'm going to stick this. Which way did I stick that one? The other way. Right, so I'm going to stick this in the same way on the bottom. So this is going the same direction. So that is going to just sit there like that. I think if you did that in different colours, it would look really different. Like, can you imagine if you were doing it in like gold or something? I actually wasn't going to say that. Oh, that's a nice idea. Bonnie's just said you could do it like a dark grey or blue colour if you're making like Halloween cards. And she did say you could do it gold for Christmas, but I did not say that. You did. I wasn't going to say that. I promise. Right, let's add that in. Let me just put a little bit in the middle so that doesn't drop. Right, so we've got the arch. Let's add this one in. But let us know what do you see when you look at the collection? Or yeah, if you've ordered, because we've already had messages of people saying they've ordered and theirs has been dispatched. Let us know. Right, let's add. Right, so I'm popping that right in the middle of the book, and then you've got scenes. So in the same download that you get with the artwork for all of your dies, you also got this kind of background scene in there as well. So it just gives you a lovely landscape background that you can use. So that's what I've cut that out of. So all I'm going to do now is just stick that on top of there. Oh, Fiona of our DT has messaged in. Oh, and she said, hi Laura, hi Fiona, and she enjoyed working with this collection. Another fabulous collection. Amazing artwork as always. Oh, thank you Fiona. We've enjoyed so much looking at your samples. They are beautiful as ever. Right, now I've got the arch, so you can see we've got this one now to go on there. Now before I stick that on to there, what I'm going to do is put these behind there. So I've got that almost like little, it makes me think of like a little cottage. I don't know why, like, yeah, like you've gone for a little walk in the woods and that is what you see. I don't know why, that's what it makes me think of. So now one thing I like with this one is you can almost like cross them over. So can you see that the well is a bit further down on a different level than those? So if you put a little bit of glue on the back of the well and a little bit of glue at the front of the house, then grab your path and then you can put the well at the front and then just tuck the house behind, so it kind of just gives you that more of that illusion that it's kind of just there like that. So you can do that. Right, so let's pull the foam tape off of here. So you can see that I've, come on, there, used the Clean and Simple foam tape here for the pillars. It just fits perfectly on those pillars. So if you do need a thinner foam tape for that, your Clean and Simple is the one, and it's $2.99 for the roll of tape, so it's such a good price. So they are there if you need to add in, always handy to have there ready to go. Right, so I'm gonna put this, I feel like I want the well in there like that, and then I'm gonna just snip away any that is overflowing. Just put them there. And you know these bits, because I've put this scene in a few times now, so I've got a couple of these cut off bits. Keep these, because what I've done on another demo, so I think I'll probably show it to you tomorrow, is I've done a similar card to this, but you know these pieces, if you, obviously that was like that, yeah, but if let me just do it on here so I can show you. If I cut, so I'm not cutting into this, right, I'm just, look, snip lines, I'm just snipping those bits away. So if I snip there, you have now got another bush that you can add, and you can do that with pretty much all of them. Like if I just put that, just put that there. Yeah, so you can, every time you cut those away, keep them, because even just using them like that, you can add in more. So you've got options with that. Now I'm just going to put a bit of glue on the back of obviously where we've just added that in. And I will put that there like so. Right, so that's on there. So we've got our book, and we've got obviously the arch there with that pretty picture. Let's bring some of our florals in. So I'm going to just add some of these here. And then before I start going in and building up everything else, I'm going to bring, so the book, you've got obviously that main card shape, which is what we've got, but then you've also got that smaller book in the center bit. So I've cut that out, and I'm just going to snip the pages away. So you can see again, not fussy cutting, you're just following those little snip lines along like so. And so we've got that. So all I'm going to do is just give that a bit of shape. And then you've got your book there as well. Okay, so then that will fit on there like that, and it just adds in more having those pages there. Okay, right, so we're going to add this in. Yeah, you could do it. You could even do it with like use like your 120 Pro Print or vellum, yeah, and you could have it in the middle, and then you could actually flick the oh, do you know what you could do as well? Get some like thick string or cord, and you could sew the pages in. So you could actually use it like a little book. Right, let's add, now this is going to just go off there like that. And then let's add this one in. Like so. And then I'm going to bring that gorgeous couple at the bench. And so what I'm going to do with this is, I find easiest just to add a bit of glue on the back of the bench. And then I can place him there like that. And then I can place her there like that next to him. Oh, I love that. That's so sweet. Right, and then that is going to sit there like that. So it's their little story. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think of that really. Bunny's just said that it's a nice image to have to make a card for a more mature couple, because yeah, do you know, you're saying that, I feel like most images we see with couples do tend to be for like a younger couple. So yeah, that is really, really nice. I do love that image though. I think it's such a lovely image. Right, so I'm going to put that there. Let's add this in. I'm going to kind of place that there. And I'm just going to bring that over a bit. And then what I do have, no, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Right, hang on. There with. Right, where are you? So, see your little couple. So these are from the Land Beyond. So that's your little silhouette. Right. Okay, now stay there. So can you see? There you go, right? So now, peel that off. You have now got your little sticker. So that is obviously printed onto your adhesive pro print that you've got in your freebie pack. And then we can now pop them anywhere we want. And we don't have to worry about like gluing them or anything. You just place them where you want, give it a push, done. Yeah, so like I've got another one of a little girl. That sounds. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, Bunny's just said if you go to craft fairs, you know, you could cut things out, like if somebody wants an 18th birthday or things like that, and then you could have them there printed and cut out on the adhesive pro print. So then if somebody asks you, you can just say, oh yeah, what you want on it, and then you can just pull it out and stick it on. You don't have to worry about glue or anything. You can just stick them on. That's a good idea. Right, so I'm going to add in a couple bits of flowers in here, just to add a little bit of dimension. And then don't forget as well, I'll just quickly show you obviously the foam and the ball tool that you're going to be getting, because really easy. Like I said, you've got 4 different tools in there. So you can see, look at that. If I flip that round, you can really see the shape on there. And honestly, it makes such a difference to your, well, to anything that you put on, like your flowers, your characters. It really does make a world of difference. And obviously you can see really easy to actually use as well. So I'll just add a couple of these in, and then we'll do whatever Bunny tells me to do. I'll have a look now. I'll have a look to see if I've got a shorter demo. Right, so now if I lift this up, and hopefully that book, I'm really worried that book is just going to fall, but oh, it's okay, it's fine. There you go. Oh, the flowers are going. There. Ta-da! Oh, I really like this class. I think it's such, I don't know what it is, because like sometimes I look at it and I think, oh, that's going to be so nice for cars, like for my little girl, because it makes me think of like a fairy tale and like princess and like, you know, the castle, you know, the horse, and then it's like I look at that image of that couple. And like it makes me think of my grandparents, and it's like such a lovely image. There's just so many things that it could be. I'm just gonna have a look to see if I've got like a speedy demo that we can do, so that we can get another one done. I think we'll do this one in time. Right, let me just pull that somewhere. Right, let's do this one. That has gone really quick. When you said, I was like, what? Yeah, but you just said, oh, Laura, we've only got 15 minutes left, and my jaw fell to the floor. But right, so we're going to use the arch. Now I'm going to use the arch this time as the actual card itself, okay? So we've got obviously the arch. Now I've cut this out in that super smooth cardstock again. So I'm just going to glue this up. Put that down. Before I glue, I actually, oh, I want to go from the back. Right, so before I glue that down, I'm going to stick this on. I'm going to stick it, go there, and then grab the one with the artwork on, and then just this bottom bit that I've obviously covered with that path, I'm going to just add some glue on there, and then stick this on top there like that. So that is going to be the front of my card. And remember, do not throw those bits. Keep that, because you will use it. And then same the other side. Just go under and just snip that. I always find it easier just to glue it and then snip it away, because I always find I always snip a bit that I don't mean to away. So I just, that way works easiest for me. Right, so that's going to be the front of the card. Then this is going to be the back. Now before I glue that down, that's going to go there, so let's add this in. So I'm going to add the castle in next, I think. Or shall we add the castle behind? No. We'll add that in, so a little bit on the bottom and a little bit on the side, and then that is just going to sit there like that. And then again, same thing, just snip and snip. Right, so we've got the card. Then we're going to do the same with this. So let's add them together. And oh, actually, should I stick that in there? No, just in case I want it a bit lower. Right, so we've got that. And then that is going to go there, yeah, like that. So let's add that in. So we're going to use obviously the arch as the card, so that's why I've done 2 layers of that, so it's nice and strong, because obviously you have got those like pillars there, so it's still going to be nice and strong. And obviously we're using wet glue, so when that dries as well, that's just going to get even stronger then as it dries. Okay, right, so then we're going to go in with this lovely corner piece. So I'm going to add that there along the bottom, and then I'm going to add in our couple. And oh, Bunny's just told me we are almost at 60% now of the collection has gone, so I'm so glad you all like it, because as soon as Dave seen it today, he was like, this is so nice. And as soon as I got it home, I was like, this is such a pretty collection. So obviously I'm glad that everybody at home thinks the same too. And yeah, you're getting that free gift, so everybody likes a bonus, don't they? Right, I'm going to add that circle there. And then I've got, these circles are from the frames as well. I've got another one there which just says, sending you lots of birthday wishes. So that's your plain and simple. Then you've got the curved floral next. Then I'm just going to pop right on the top there. So let's just add a bit of pin flare on there like that. And then let's give these a bit of shape. So I'll just add a little bit of shape, and you can go in, do not be afraid to go in and give like just some petals. Maybe you want some petals, because you could go in on that outside petal like that, and then flip it round and push in so that petal sticks out instead of it being domed. So you can do so much with these. So let's just add a bit of shape there, and that in. Let me grab my pin flex, we've run out on the syringe. Right, and we'll do the same with these flowers here too. So we'll give them a bit of shape, a bit of glue. And then you've also got, which I love, they've given you like these little leaf, which obviously you can decoupage in, but I think these are just too nice. Just use these and you can just make that shape flow a bit more. So I'm going to add that one there, and I'm going to add one down the bottom there just to flow on that bottom part. I'm going to add another rose. There, and then we've got the pink one. pieces in there then as well. Really pretty, and then we'll add these two in, and then we've decoupaged up our florals as well then. Let's add that one there, and then we can add last one in, that there. So you can see, you can really go in and just build them up, and then I have them out. Yep. You've got your arch, and obviously, like, we've used the actual arch for the card base in that one, so you could do that exact same thing with the 3 arches. And then obviously you've got the options of having the mats and layers and using your card base that way. You know, do not be afraid either of mixing and matching the arch like we did in the first demo, where we used the arch with the book. So do not be afraid of mixing and matching those either, because they do work so well together. So don't be afraid of bringing the arch and the book in together. They do work really well. But obviously, if you are thinking of getting anything on the show today, obviously our main collection, the Cherished Places, has been extremely popular. What was our last something? We're almost at 60%, and that was the last stock update we got before the show. Of our main collection has gone. The Enchanted Stories card shape though, because we do have less stock of this than the main collection, and I feel everybody that's adding this in is adding this in as well, where almost 80% of this has gone. And we do get a lot of orders overnight tonight, so when we come off, because obviously we've got US customers that watch, and people that, you know, obviously in work, and they watch the shows when they come home. So if you are just tuning in and you're thinking, what have I missed? Do not miss out if you want anything. Also, the Cherished Places collection, do not forget that you are getting a free gift with over £40 when you purchase the collection. You don't need to do anything or add anything to your basket. It will automatically be added into your order. And that ends on Friday. The price on this goes up on Friday, and I don't think there'll be stock left of that by Friday anyway, so that's fine. Now, if you do want some more inspiration, then please come back and join me and Bunny tomorrow. We will be here at 10, 12 and 2 for lots more inspiration with you, including the 2 o'clock show. We do the design team cards, so you can see some of the design team cards being made as well. So hopefully we'll come back and see us tomorrow. Bye.